Hi friends, Mickey Makis here and welcome to Out the Back Door. Today I'm going to be canning up orange juice for the pantry. Come and join me. I was given these jugs of orange juice as a gift. In fact, I had a fourth one and that's in the refrigerator here that we've been drinking on. But what I'm going to do is can this up so I can put it in the pantry and I can enjoy it at any time. I'm going to use pint jars today, and I actually have them in the oven. I just got done sterilizing them. I had them in there for 20 minutes at 225 degrees Fahrenheit. And now I'm going to get ready to take those out. I also went and warmed up my orange juice a little bit. It was cold in the refrigerator, and I went and I set it into hot water in the sink to bring it up to room temperature. Most of the time, if you look up how to can orange juice, it's going to show you how to fresh squeeze oranges first, and then you're going to heat up your juice so that it's hot, and you're going to put it into hot jars, and then you're going to can it. Well, I'm skipping all that hard part about squeezing all those oranges. So I'm just going to be dumping this into my jars to begin with, and we'll go from there. Now, something I'm doing a little bit different today, instead of hot water bath canning, which is what you would normally do if you're canning orange juice because it is so high in acid, I am going to steam can mine. And the reason I'm steam canning is because I didn't want to lug out my large water bath canner. I have been canning already today. So I've got my pressure canner out, and I'm going to be using that. So I'm going to steam can because I cannot get the amount of jars that I need just in the one level in order to hot water bath can it. Now, I can get 2 layers of my pint jars in here, no problem. But if I'm hot water bath canning and using this, I would have to bring it up to the top. I wouldn't have the water 1 to 2 inches above my second layer of jars, and that's why I'm going to steam can it. If you've never steam canned before, you're going to get a chance to learn how to do it. Super easy. Another thing that I really like about steam canning is you don't need that full amount of water as if you were water bath canning. All you have to do is put your 2 inches of water into the bottom of your canner to start with, which is usually recommended for most pressure canners. Double check your manual just to make sure, and that's all I'm going to need for water. I don't need this huge amount of water. So okay, let me get my jars out of the oven. I need them to cool down just a little bit because I don't want a major temperature shock. So I do have a flame underneath my canner right now with the water in it, but it's on super low. I got it on like number 2 just to keep it warm in there. All right, let me grab the jars. Another thing that I'm doing right now is I'm actually heating up my metal lids. Yes, I'm using metal lids today. It happened to be I was doing a different project and I was canning, and I was also comparing those metal lids nowadays compared to the ones that I had stashed away, and they were old. They're from like 2014. And I couldn't believe how much thicker the gasket material was on them. So that's what I'm going to be using to do the orange juice. I want to leave a 1/4 inch headspace. I did kind of shake up the bottle ahead of time because the sediment starts, you know, getting to the bottom there, and I want it all mixed up really well. So anytime that you're able to pick up different things on sale, say they're just about ready to expire. And that's why I was given these, is because the best buy date, not an expiration date, but I need to shake this up quick. The best buy date was coming up soon, and so instead of selling them, I was just given these. And I know I'm going to have a tiny bit left over after I finish dumping this last jug, and the reason why is because the jars are measured up to the very top. So if you filled it to the very top, it would be a pint. Now, you can water bath can these if you like. That's not a problem. And what you would be doing there is you're going to end up processing it for 15 minutes. Okay, that jar got a little bit too much in, so I need to spoon a little bit out. Okay, so the remainder of my juice I'm just going to put in the refrigerator. And what I'm going to do is just top off this bottle that I had in there already. I had one of these jugs and I ended up dumping it into a glass bottle instead. Alright, I'm going to wipe off my rims. Alright, I got my metal lids good and hot. And like I said, the only reason I'm doing that is because this is a package from like 2014. I had kind of bought lids whenever I thought about it and whenever I had a few extra dollars. Just in case, for some odd reason, there was ever a shortage on them. And most of the time I do use my Tattlers, but being I had this out because I was comparing the lids with what you get today, I just decided, oh, we're going to use them quick. Alright, we're going to put our bands on fingertip tight. Alright, now I can definitely touch these. They're slightly warm and that's about it. And that's why I did not want to get the temperature up too high on my canner right now. That would be the same thing if you're water bath canning. Okay, normally I can get 8 of the regular mouth pint jars in the bottom of this canner. I am going to put a layer in here, another tray, so I can put the remainders in. I had put 7 in the bottom instead of 8. And this is why I said I'm going to steam can instead of hot water bath canning. I'm using less water. Alright, let me get this on here. I already checked to make sure that my vent hole was clear. So you don't need an All-American canner in order to steam can. You can use a Presto, Miro, whatever you have for a pressure canner. Alright, now as long as everything is, I'm going to call it cool. I didn't hot pack anything. I am going to bring this up slowly. I don't want to raise the temperature immediately. So I'm going to bring it up to about a number 5 right now. My temperature gauge dial goes up to 10. And what my goal is right now as far as steam canning is I want to see the steam coming out of my vent hole. So like we would be pressure canning, and when we vent for 10 minutes, I'm going to show you what we do at that point once the steam starts coming out of the vent hole. Another reason we're going to slowly bring our temperature up, besides the fact that we don't want any temperature shock going on and the chance of breaking any jars, is we don't want any siphoning happening. And so if we had a cold product or a cool product that we set into a hot canner or even a cool canner and we cranked up the heat right away, we run the chance of siphoning, and we don't want to do that. So when I first started getting a stream of steam out of my vent pipe, I slowly turned up my temperature to about 8, and then I brought it up to 10. Right now I've got a good heavy stream of steam, and I'm going to start my timing for 15 minutes. Now this is for my elevation. I'm a little over 1,000 feet up. So whatever you would normally pressure can at, or what you're water bath canning at, you're going to check that amount of time out that you need to set. So for ours, if I'm water bath canning, I would be doing this for 15 minutes. Well, I'm going to do the exact same thing when I'm steam canning. I'm going to time this for 15 minutes, and then once that 15 minutes is off, I'm going to turn my heat off. So the difference between the steam canning and the water bath canning is water bath canning, you're going to be using a lot more water. Steam canning is actually the steam that's heating everything up. And both of them are going to come to 212 degrees Fahrenheit, 100 degrees Celsius. So you're doing the same thing, except that with the steam canning, you just use a small amount of water. And to me, it goes faster, and I can double stack my jars in it. All right, my 15 minutes is up. I am turning my heat off. I'm going to allow this to cool down now. I don't want any steam coming out of there whatsoever. This may take 4 or 5 minutes, and once I get to that point, then I'm going to take the cover off of my canner. All right, I made sure that I'm listening inside. It doesn't sound like it's boiling anymore, fortunately, so I am going to loosen the wing nuts. And make sure when you're removing your cover that you are doing it away from your face so you don't get a steam burn. All right, here comes our steamed orange juice. And it's kind of settled on the bottom here, but that's what it looked like in the jugs also before I mixed it up. There we have it, our canned orange juice. Wasn't that simple and easy? And like I said, you can water bath can this. That's not an issue. Most people do it that method. I just showed you how to steam can it because I wanted to double stack and I didn't want to dig out the big canner or, you know, put so much water in there. So if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and share. And if you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. So until next time, you have a wonderful day. God bless. I'm tired. I did too much today. I know, quit my whining. Okay. GoPro, stop recording. GoPro, stop recording! Ooh, you're evil.